Hello everyone, my name is Rizwan and welcome to the Nowhere. So today we'll be solving problem 73, which is set matrix 0. So in this problem, what we have to do if we encounter any element of the matrix which is 0. So we have to set the corresponding rows and the corresponding columns into 0. For example, we in this matrix 0 here at index 1 comma 1. So all the columns at index 1 have been set to 0, and all the rows, right? So these are the rows. All the rows in index 1 at index 1 have been also been set to the 0. So how are we going to solve this problem? First of all, what we have to do, we have to check whether or not, okay, we have to check it as a Boolean function. First thing we have to remember is we have to do it in place. So we don't have to create any extra space or any other extra memory to solve this problem. So we have to do it in place. All right. Uh, so what we are going to do, we are going to first of all what we'll create a Boolean function to check if any zero is present in the first column or in the first row. All right. So this is the first column. So we have to check whether any zero is present or not. And this is the first row. All right. So this is the first row. So we'll also check whether any zero is present or not. Why we are going to do this, I will explain to you in a little bit. All right. But first of all, we have to check this here. This is the function for it. So if any zero is present, it will return true. If the zero is not present, then it will return false. So we'll go we'll iterate normally how we iterate. We'll go for the we'll iterate from the range rows and columns. And similarly, we'll see if matrix will search for the zeros. If matrix I comma j and will give the respective index is equal to 0, then what we will do? All right. So we will first of all, we will set the first rows. All right. If the zero is, if here we found any, we have already checked. If we assume that there is no zero present in the first row or in the first column, then what we'll do is we'll check. So we'll sorry. Okay. So if we'll check whether or not if zero is present in the first column or in the first row. So if it is present, then it will return true, and if it is not present, then it will not return true. All right. After that, what we'll do is we'll check for normally we'll check for the if matrix I comma j will give the respective index and check whether or not any element in the matrix is zero or not. If the matrix is zero, all right. So if the matrix is zero, if any of the element here is zero, then what we'll do is we'll put the corresponding first row and corresponding first column, which will be at index any, it can be any index. All right. So in this case it is 1 comma 1. So this 0 is at index 1 comma 1. So first column and first row. So we'll put the first element of the first row is equal to 0, and first element of the first column is equal to 0. All right. So this is how we are going to do it. 0 comma j is equal to 0, and matrix 1 I comma 0 is equal to 0. So this is, if this is the initial matrix 1 2 3 4 0 6 7 8 9. After after we have done this step, this is how it is going to look like: 1 0 3 0 0 3 6 7 8 9. So we have converted 2 into 0 and corresponding 2 into 0. So this is what we are looking for. Okay, so this we searched for this 0 first, and then we turn the corresponding index, which is corresponding row index, into 0, and also corresponding column index into 0. All right, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, let's go back to our code. After we have marked the first column and the first row uh, uh, as zeros, then what we'll do, we'll start indexing from 1. So we'll actually start indexing from here to here. Okay. So we are done from here. We are not going to iterate from here. We'll leave these two columns alone. So similarly, if we again, as I said before, we're not going to start from 0. We are going to start from 1. All right. It means we are going to leave these two. So if matrix I comma 0 is equal to 0, or matrix any matrix, if ma what we are going to do now is we are going to find the markers we set. All right. What I mean by that is, okay, now we set the markers. We have found, in this case, 0. Uh, we uh, we replace 2 with 0 and 4 with 0. Now what we'll do is we'll search for zeros in the first column. First column and in the first row. All right. So every 0 we encounter in the first row and also in the first column, we will turn the we'll turn the whole column into the 0, and we'll turn the and for every row we encounter 0, we'll turn the whole row into the 0. So after turning it into 0, this is how it is going to look like. So when we iterate, or when we search for 0 in the first row, so at this spot, okay, we are going to find 0. So this is the first row. Okay, we have found that. Then we'll turn the whole column into the 0. All right. Similarly, what we are going to do is we are going to search in the column, which is this 0 index. So if we find any 0 here, then what we'll do is we'll turn uh, whole row into the zeros. All right. So this is the code for it. If matrix I comma 0 is equal to 0, or matrix 0 comma j is equal to 0, any of the conditions is fulfilled, then what we'll do is matrix I comma j will be equal to 0. Now for the first condition, if it is the case that there is 0 present in the first row or in the first column. All right. So if there was, in case of if there was 0 present here, all right. So what we would have done, this Boolean function here would have been 0, would have been true. All right. For this case it is false, but if there was a 0 here, then it would have become true. All right. Okay. So if it becomes true, then what we'll do is we'll turn the whole for the row. If we find it inside a row, then the whole row will be turned into 0. So if 1 is here, then the rows will be 0, and if we find it inside a column, then the whole column will be equal to 0. So this is how we are going to do it. Okay. So but in this case, the index of this one here is 0 comma 0. All right. So this whole column, will be 0, and this whole row 0 will be equal to 0. All right. So this is how we are going to achieve this, and our okay. So if we take an example here, yes, this is the example. If zero, we have encountered zero here. All right. So this is how it is going to look like: 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5, 6, 8, 9. All right. But if there is no zero present in the first case, sorry, I mean in the first row or in the first column, then we don't have to worry. This part of the code is never going to run. All right. So this part of the code is never going to run if there is no zero present. I hope this was enough. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, do like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you are watching this on Facebook, please do follow my page. Thank you.